And welcome back to Macomb High School for the second time today. Is it tonight yet? 5:30, that's tonight, right?
It's close, yep.
All right, I'm Dwayne Hulett. Greg Duncan alongside for the second time today as the Macomb High Bombers playing host to the Rock Falls Rockets here at Macomb High School. The hangar as Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling brings Bomber Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll have the national anthem in a couple minutes, and a 17-8 Rockets team coming into tonight's contest, Greg. And you had thought maybe they might have been ranked, but we can't find them ranked anywhere.
I think they're around 25 in max preps, so it should be a good contest for the Bombers. I know they came off a road loss, or a loss last night, I think, to Rockford Lutheran. So they'll be chomping at the bit to get back in the win column.
We will start things off with the national anthem. We'll step away because of YouTube violation reasons, so we'll be back in just a couple minutes on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, with the starting lineups.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I would have to say that is the most rewarding part of what I do, making a difference in people's lives, taking care of the women from puberty on through postmenopausal stages and seeing them go through the phases and stages of life.
And the national anthem's in the books. That means it's time for starting lineups here tonight. We'll let you hear Jake Croxton give you those.
And now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. Introducing first, visiting Rock Falls Rockets. At guard, the 6'1" junior, number 3, Ryan Howard. At guard, the 6'3" junior, number 10, Quinty Gio. At a third guard, the 6' senior, number 11, Gavin Stan. At a fourth guard, the 6'1" senior, number 13, Aiden Goff. And at forward, a 6'2" senior, number 4, Devin Kenton McInsus. Matt Howard heads up the Rocket bench, assisted by Zach Sandrock and Dallas Jones. Meet the starting lineup for your Macomb Bombers. At guard, a 5'11" sophomore, number 1, Drew Watson. At guard, a 6'1" senior, number 3, Connor Bishop. At 1 forward, a 6'1" junior, number 12, Brayden Holthouse. At the other forward, a 6'7" senior, number 20, Ian Cage. And in the middle, 6'5" senior, number 10, Dion Doyle. Jeremy Anderson ends up the bomber bench, assisted by Brian Langworthy, Zach T, Justin Ellison, and Peter Grant. Tonight's officials are John Giffen, Brian Daniel, and Ryan Sorrell.
So there you have the starting lineups for tonight's contest. No surprises for the Bombers. Riken Howard, number 3, a 6'1" junior. Devin Tanton DeJesus, a 6'2" senior. Keatum Heald, a 6'3" junior. Number 10, number 11, Gavin Sands, and number 13, Aiden Goff. Ball tipped around, finally into the hands of Rock Falls. They'll have the initial jump. That means the second possession will go to the Bombers. Well, here we go, Greg. It's going to some height across the board, really, for Rock Falls here. Baseline jumper is good. by number 13, Aiden Goff.
Yeah, they're a decent-sized team. They come out in the little 1-3-1 zone. It'll be a different look the Bombers aren't accustomed to seeing.
1-3-1, when it's ran well, is very tough to score points against when they're wide like these guys are and long arms.
Long arms and long wingspan. Those middle three find a way to make it difficult to get the ball down low, but if you can get it down there, you sure can attack it.
I'll say hi to John watching from Bushnell. So go Coach Anderson and the Bombers. Baseline three, left side this time. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Riken Howard. And quickly, it's 5-0 Rock Falls.
No bus lag for them coming right out of the chute.
Well, they've been here an hour or two, so they've got the advantage over the fresh soft team, right?
That's true.
Or it sounds good anyway. Dion Doyle, free throw line jumper off, no good. A rebound over to Tanton DeJesus, and it's going to be Rock Falls back the other end again. Three on the way, off, no good. Doyle with the rebound. Outlets at the Holdhouse, who brings it up the floor for the Bombers. He's going to dump it off to Case. They extend the corners up a long ways, too. They like to try, looks like maybe try to trap out of this a lot more maybe than some teams I've seen do.
Yeah, the outside wings seem like they're sagging a little lower towards the bottom. That ball goes to the corner when they get it in there. They seem to be pretty aggressive attacking that corner. Bombers will want to try to keep it out of there for sure.
Foul was on Devin Tanton DeJesus, his first, team's first.
Now it looks like they're maybe falling into a man-to-man.
Drew Watson gets the buckets. First one of the game for the Bombers. Right back the other way is Dion Doyle there on defense.
A lot of contact with no foul there, which is good for the Bombers.
Doyle comes down with it. Baseline or free throw line jumper almost. It's kind of left elbow. It left it short again. He's been short on pretty much everything he's put up so far here.
Yeah, maybe back-to-back games, maybe. Tired legs, got to get in the flow, get the juices going here, and he'll fire up.
There's a three for Keatum Heald. 2 threes already here, and it is 8-5 as the scoreboard's lagging behind on me. Corner, Ian Case, baseline jumper about 17 feet, good.
Good jumper by Ian there. Hopefully he gets off to a hot start shooting the ball and can produce quite a bit of offense for the Bombers. Looks like the Bombers are in a zone. That's not a very often you see Jeremy Anderson playing a zone maybe, but.
Rock Falls in zero hurry to run anything here. Almost baiting the Bombers to come out and guard them at the half-court line.
A little game of cat and mouse here. Looks like Jeremy tried to change up his tactics a little bit. Maybe going with the size problems for them guarding and went to a little bit of a zone, and now they're going to sit there and dribble it at the half court.
This game will be a long game, or short game if they don't do anything more than this, as Watson comes out and at least makes Howard throw the ball. Now Howard with it, gets it back to Sands. Howard baseline drive, kicks it across, baseline three, off, no good. Doyle and Tanton DeJesus fighting for it. Jump ball goes to the Bombers. And really, that would have been Dion Doyle with the rebound, but Drew Watson got into him and knocked it away from him.
Yeah, a little friendly fire there.
Malachi Conley checks in for the Bombers. 3:56 to go. They ran over a minute off the clock there, just holding on to the basketball, not doing anything. Ian Case looks at the three, pulls up, about 14-foot jumper, long. A rebound to Riken Howard. 3:40 remaining. Hop in the live chat. Tell us where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Three top of the key is no good. Case with the rebound. And a foul is going to be called on the Rockets. I believe it's going to be on number 12. Nope, number 13. That is Aiden Goff, his first, team's second of the game. Share the stream if you would. Let people know where you're watching the Bombers game. And if you're from Rock Falls, feel free to hop in that live chat as well. We'd love to see where people are watching from and who you're cheering for. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Ian Case now going to dump it out to Holdhouse for 3. It's off, no good. Malachi Conley had a hand on it. Case comes away with it. 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. That ball lost by Watson, taken away by Heald, and back the other way it goes. And Heald, oh, nice job of saving that in on the far side. And a nice take bucket for number 11, Gavin Sands. He gets his first 2.
Bombers got caught ball watching there a little bit, thinking that ball was going out of bounds, and they saved it and got a pretty easy layup there.
Malachi Conley, Holdhouse, back to Conley. 2:28 to go, and Conley's pass is stolen away by Sands, and back the other way it goes. Oh, and he had a cutter to the basket. He didn't see him, though. Now, talk about friendly fire. That was nearly taken away by friendly fire. Basket by Aiden Goff. First Rock Falls player to score a second basket. He's got 4 points now. Bombers take a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. And kind of not a surprise, I don't think, at this point to see Coach Anderson take a timeout.
No, they struggling a little bit against that 1-3-1 zone. I think he's got to get some things reorganized and figure out different ways to attack. You're right earlier, though. They are really trapping down the corners, giving the Bombers a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, it's a 1-3-1 is a great defense if you have the right players to play it. Some coaches play it no matter who they have. Some coaches play it when they have the right players. These guys are long. All of them are long. And you got speed at the top and you got speed on the baseline, and those are kind of the 3 things you need to make that work, isn't it?
Yep, and Rock Falls has all of them, it looks like, and it's been giving the Bombers a little bit of trouble. Hopefully we can good seal out there by Hobson.
Deion Doyle gets his first bucket.
Now it looks like the Bombers go to man.
Bombers started in man, went to zone, right? And then
they may have started straight in zone. I couldn't tell the first possession. It was kind of, I thought maybe it was a zone, but oof. Oh,
man. That was inadvertent, but a big foul by Hobson. Holy cannoli. Hobson's going to pick up the foul. And, again, that wasn't on purpose, but, man, that was a hard foul.
Nope, it's kind of caught him upside or up top, and as he was leaving his feet, kind of hit him, and tough fall.
Gavin Sands at the free throw line misses the first. Still 2 points. Austin Castaneda checking in as Tanton DeJesus takes a seat. Second free throw coming for Gavin Sands. That one is good. He's got 3 now.
A little pressure from the Rockets here.
That'll be interesting to see if they fall back into their 1-3-1 or if they fall into a 1-2-2 or a 3-2 or Drew Watson all the way under the baseline. I don't know where he was trying to go to Doyle, I think, and then Conley with his second turnover. Oh, man, what a take by Sands.
Rock Falls got down the floor in a hurry there in the pass, no dribbling, and got an easy layup.
15-6 the score. This is a pretty darn good Rock Falls team right now here in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're playing well. I think their conference is a really good conference, and it shows that they're well coached.
And Conley can't hold on to that one, loses it out of bounds. As a coach, is that a turnover on the catching player or the throwing player? I mean, it was a catchable ball.
It was definitely a catchable ball, so I would say the person that was throwing to. I mean, it kind of hit him in the hands and just rolled through it.
Hesitation, off no good. Doyle had the rebound, 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. Conley's going to drive, his shot's blocked. Doyle ties it up.
Jump ball
with Castaneda. It'll be Rock Falls basketball. Second jump ball of the quarter. 20 seconds left. Sorry.
They're aggressive on defense for sure. So Macomb's got to make sure they protect the basketball and make good passes to limit the turnovers as much as they can.
Baseline, kicked out. Holthouse steals it with 8 seconds left. Gives it to Watson, 5 seconds left. Watson, little runner, good. Watson has 4. That's no good, no good.
Oh,
The fans wanted it, but I didn't think it was any good either, did you?
No, a split second. They did a great job inbound the ball and getting on the floor.
So at the end of the first quarter, it's 15-8. The Bombers trail the Rockets of Rock Falls. We'll take a break and be back on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH right after this.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
And welcome back to the hangar at Macomb High School as Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling brings Bomber Sports to TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. Second quarter action getting ready to come your way here. And, man, Rock Falls does not look like a 17-8 team. They look like a 25-0 team or a 22-3 team or something.
Yeah, they're pretty impressive squad here. They must play in a tough league, it looks like, too. And good athletic kids, quick, get up down the floor and play real hard-nosed defense, giving the Bombers a little fit in the first quarter.
Malachi Conley with it. Hobson to the rack. Nice pass by Conley and a good shot by Hobson.
Looked like they went back to man-to-man a little bit on that possession, so we'll see how that fares out for the Bombers. Ooh, heck of a move there by Aiden Goff there behind the reverse layup with some spin action.
Case with it. Now Watson's going to drive. Left-handed layup. Leaves it long. Off the glass. Back the other way. Castaneda had to go right off his forehead. Then did the whole 360 spin around looking for it while it bounced behind him. 6:55 to go in the first half.
I think there's an interception in the one of the championship games of the football playoffs that bounced off somebody's helmet.
There was Holthouse missed the shot. Off Hobson, out of bounds. It'll be Rocket basketball. That was a reception, not an interception.
Yeah, that's right. It was a reception.
It was the Ravens off of a Chief's forehead.
Yeah,
helmet.
That's right. I couldn't remember which one it was, but it was off somebody's noggin.
Of course, then you had the broken helmet during the cold game. Did you see that?
I did.
I've never seen that before. Tells you how cold it was outside, apparently.
Yep.
Three corner, no good. Rebound to Watson.
Bombers did a good job sealing out there. Nice
Conley
pass.
gets hit, dropped pretty hard. The foul's going to be on Aiden Goff, I do believe. It'll be his second. Team's first of the quarter. A couple free throws coming for Malachi Conley. First free throws for the Bombers of the day.
First 10 minutes of this game, nothing's easy.
No.
No easy baskets in this game.
For either team, really. I mean, first one's good for Conley. I mean, they've got a couple good looks and easy-ish looks, but they've had to work to get to that point.
Yes, they have.
Second one for Conley is good as well.
Looks like Dion's got some new kicks out there, some gold shoes.
Did he change him during the timeout, during he was
No,
out?
He was out there. That was the beginning of the game.
Was it? I didn't remember him. Goff kicks it corner, out of bounds.
Another turnover by the Rock Falls Rockets gives the Bombers a chance to cut into that 5-point lead.
Reich and Howard couldn't hold on to that. Nehemiah Menendez checking in for the first time for the Rockets. And the man defense, as Coach pointed out a few moments ago. Ian Case has got to look right at the basket right there instead of looking
quick.
away. And he gets padded his stats a little bit.
Good back screen there by Malachi on that to free up Ian.
And it's down to a 3-point lead. 3 corner, good. For Gavin Sands, he's got 8 points. 20-14 the score now. I want to say hi to everybody watching at the Sports Corner. Dion Doyle puts the shot up, counted, and a foul for Dion Doyle. Foul's going to be on number 12, number 22, Nehemiah Menendez, his first, team's second of the quarter. Dion Doyle has 4 points now, looking to make it 5 here from the free throw line, and he will.
Cuts that lead back down to 3. Bombers get a stop here.
Traded a new style 3 for an old style 3.
Yes, sir.
As a junior high coach, you coached some junior high teams in your day.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of the 3, when I played, we didn't have the 3-pointer. Do you like the 3-pointer at the junior high level?
8th grade level, yes. 7th grade level, maybe not so much. The kids aren't strong enough to get it to the rim and kind of creates bad habits.
Menendez comes up with the ball after a missed shot for Rock Falls. Menendez gives it back down the corner to Tanton DeJesus. Now he tries to go into Tanton DeJesus, does Menendez, but it's taken away by Watson. And a chance for the Bombers to cut it to 1 or tie it up here if they can get a 3. Conley doing a little globetrotter action over there. That 3's off, no good. Case with the rebound and the putback. And the crowd kind of going nuts because it hit the guard wire. None of the officials saw it, but I think they were correct.
They were correct there. It definitely hit the guide wire, and the Bombers catch a break and cut the lead to 1.
Case has 6 points, and a foul, I believe, is going to be on Watson. It is. Drew Watson picks up his first foul. Team's first. 3:49 to go in the first half. And Dion Doyle got caught sleeping on that one as Riken Howard gets his 5th point. That was an inbound right over the top of Doyle, who turned his back to the play, and now back into the 1-3-1, which was stifling against the Bombers, or for the Bombers, as now it's going to be nearly thrown away, but a quick Malachi Conley steals it. I think this is a good switchback here.
Yeah, Macomb kind of had their way a little bit with the man getting some good looks, and Rock Falls changes it up and giving the Bombers maybe a little bit of harder time.
Ian Case going to try a 3, in and out, no good. Tipped off the hands of Doyle, and they're going to say that out of bounds off Macomb. It'll be Rock Falls basketball. Aiden Goff going to check back in, replacing Menendez. 3:03 to go in the first half. Game is time-wise has slowed down a bunch here in this second quarter.
It has. That first quarter went by fast, but of course Macomb was in that zone, and Rock Falls was determined to pull them out of it.
Which they did, but I don't know that it's hurt Macomb that much. And counted, and a foul is, I think Conley is going to get the foul call. It is on Conley. Basket for Gavin Sands. He's got 10 and a chance to make it 11 here and build the lead back up to 6 if he can make the free throw. He does.
Got to make sure you're not ball watching, that's for sure, because looks like they're going to like the back cut a little bit.
Back to the 1-3-1, and there's the trap in the corner you talked about. Holdhouse gives it to Doyle. Doyle goes to the rack. If you can break that trap in the corner, you can make something happen, can't you?
You can. That's the weak part of it, but good teams can trap down there, and Braden did a good job of splitting the defense there and finding Doyle on the open look.
They'll call Holdhouse for the foul that time. That'll be Holdhouse's first, team's third. 2 free throws coming for number 10, Keatum Heald. First one is good. He's got 4. Second one good as well. 5 points. Jake Hobson replaces Ian Case in the lineup for the Bombers. They trail by 6, 27-21. 2:20 to go in the basketball game, or in the first half, excuse me. Into Hobson. Had Holdhouse cutting behind him, but for some reason didn't have eyes in the back of his head.
No, he was faced the other way, and Macomb was fortunate there. Malachi left his feet to pass, but was still able to get it to his teammate.
Tanton DeJesus is roaming all over the place down low. There's a 3 by Conley, missed it badly. But he was clear out in the wing at that time from his bottom position. He's not afraid to leave down there. Now they're going to throw it over and back.
I don't know if maybe that kind of morphed into a 1-2-2 or.
Well, I saw him clear out there, and then he came rushing back. You got to, I mean, while we talk about you can trap in this, you still got to stay home too, right?
Right, yeah. You can't gamble all the time. When you gamble, you expose that bottom guy for sure.
Bombers look like trying to utilize the high post with the guard play now rather than the forwards. 3 on the way by Doyle, rattles it home. A sports corner 3 for Dion Doyle.
Doing a good job of slipping that weak side guard in the middle on that possession and hitting him there and kind of open things up a little bit when they collapse on him.
Yeah, that has been a switch. They had been putting a forward into that high post and seemed to be more of a flow with the guard in there, didn't it?
Yeah, Coach Anderson, I think, has an offense that kind of puts that opposite guard in there on their rotation against that.
Ooh. Oh, Doyle might have got away with one there.
Yeah, I hate seeing that call because it's just 2 guys going for a loose ball, and unfortunately someone gets tagged with the foul 90% of the time.
That's Goff's 3rd, too, and that's a heck of a way to get a 3rd foul.
Yeah.
Austin Castaneda comes back in for Goff, and that's exactly what Coach is down there saying right now, I think, is come on, they were both going for the ball.
Yep. That's just an unfortunate foul that happens.
And a lot of times, though, you see that ball's tipped. A lot of times you see the guy that falls is the one that doesn't get called for the foul. It's the guy that knocked him over got called, but they called it opposite of that time. Holdhouse going to drive. Lips it across to Case. Great look by Holdhouse.
Good vision there. Found Ian wide open, cuts the lead to 1 right before half.
15 seconds left. As Castaneda has it tipped away by Conley with 11.8 seconds remaining. It's an in to Tanton DeJesus. It goes out of bounds. Tanton DeJesus grabs his side and says, how did I not get fouled by Ian Case? When
I think Ian got him, and maybe the guard that went around there tried hitting him. I'm pleading his case for that one for sure.
Yeah. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got it off, and it won't fall. That's how the first half comes to an end. The Bombers trail the Rockets by 1, 27-26. And I think that at the end of the first quarter, if you just said the Bombers were only going to be down by 1, you might have been surprised if you were the Rockets and pretty happy if you're the Bombers.
Yeah, the Bombers did a great job of battling back there in the second quarter. And they handled that pressure a little bit better, and defensively, they got some stops where they didn't get them in the first quarter, and so they did a good job to battle back.
You're watching Bombers basketball on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Arnold Brothers scoreboard has the Bombers up by 1, 27-26. We'll step away for a word from our title sponsor, McDonough District Hospital. We'll see you for the second half in about 8 minutes.
As you know, MDH is our once again, as we're happy to bring to you another member of the staff at MDH. And today we have Bill Murdoch, the Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of MDH. You know, I've talked to some people up the food chain a little bit, but you're getting ways up there for me to be talking to here,
Right.
but you're just another guy.
I am.
And we were joking off camera. We'll get to that a little bit maybe as we go along here, but
Sure.
tell us a little bit about yourself. You married? You have kids?
Yep. Married. My wife's from Macomb. We have 4 children. My wife's a bomber and a leatherneck. I'm a leatherneck as well. That's it. I grew up outside of Galesburg on a farm, and we still have a place up there. Go back there every day and enjoy the great outdoors up there. I've been in healthcare for over 30 years now. Enjoy it very much, and really look forward to the challenges that healthcare provides for us.
Now, if I remember reading through your stuff correctly, you're from Oneida, which is up by Galesburg,
Do you
right?
know where that is?
I do. I know where it's part of Rova.
It is.
It's part of. We're sports people here,
Yeah.
Bill. We have to know who
I graduated
Oneida
from
is.
Rova.
Did you? So it was Rova even that far back.
Well,
Not that
there
you're
was-
old.
there
That
was-
isn't what I meant there.
There
Bill.
was one. There was an additional town added after I graduated, but it's always been pronounced as Rova.
So what was the town that was added?
Watauga,
Watauga was
which
added.
is where I live now.
So you live in Watauga.
Right.
You graduated from Rova.
Correct.
But Watauga wasn't part of Rova when you graduated from Rova.
That's right. Because
That's like a twisting, turning road right there.
Oh yeah, it's a complex matter here. But no, after I graduated high school, went to college and all that, and then as I advanced my career, we stayed in the Midwest and finally ended up after we started having kids in the Rova, Oneida area to raise our children, and just stayed there the whole time since then.
How, there's a lot of professions at any hospital that have a lot of very important, and they are the integral workings of the hospital. Everybody thinks physicians, nurses, providers,
Right.
but you have a lot of pressure on you on a daily basis when you're talking about the chief financial officer. So how do you find yourself into that profession? I mean, I think I'd rather be the doctor or the nurse than the chief financial officer.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. When I graduated from Western, I was recruited at that time by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, and we were doing what hospitals have to prepare a Medicare cost report, and I was auditing them. So that's how I got my step into the healthcare career. And then after that, I went to work for a consulting firm that prepared the cost reports for the hospitals and all that. And then after that, I got into the actual inner workings of the hospital, started out as a controller, then worked up to CFOs and larger organizations, and and that's kind of my niche, and that's where I've stayed my whole career.
Now, you mentioned larger organizations. Lindsay Douglas, we talked to her. She's in recruitment for you guys for physicians and providers. And this is not, as far as hospitals go, a larger,
Right.
it's not a huge hospital.
Right.
So what does that do for you on a daily basis as you're trying to balance a budget or make a budget that works or help with the finances of that doesn't have maybe the bottomless pockets that some people think of when you think of a huge hospital or whatever?
Right. Yeah, I think that, you've been in one hospital, They're all different. They all have their sets of challenges and struggles and all that. What is very exciting for me is we're nimble, we can make quick changes, and I feel like I can make that impact in the organization, those quick impacts to get the hospital on the right track and keep it going and be viable.
Yeah, and funding in this day and age is a key in getting payments. But I'm sure you guys still look at trying to get donations and stuff, correct? Is that involved in anything you do, or do you have to consider any of that when you're trying to make your business positions?
It's a small piece of it, a little bit of it. Our biggest challenge is to get reimbursed from the insurance payers, make sure, because there's a lot of noise out there right now where insurance payers are denying everything not everything, but most things that we try to get reimbursed for. And if we don't get what we're entitled to, then it's a struggle to make payroll. It's a struggle to pay our vendors. It's really tough to keep the hospital going, make the capital improvements that we're doing on the campus right now.
And you're doing a bunch of those right now. I mean,
we are.
You guys are improving it seems like monthly, daily, whatever, you're making improvements here in the last 10 years or so.
There's a lot of exciting things going on here on the campus right now with the retail pharmacy, or community pharmacy is what we're calling it now, because it is the community of McDonough County's pharmacy. And we're trying to prepare this organization for future generations so we can keep this hospital in the community for the people of the community.
Okay, so you work and think numbers all week.
Pretty much.
What do you think on the weekends? Now, I think I read somewhere there's some hunting and fishing involved in what you enjoy doing.
Right, yes. I like I mentioned, I grew up on a farm. We still have a farm. We still live on a farm. So I enjoy just about anything outdoors. That would be fishing, hunting, camping, spending time on the farm, just fixing things or doing whatever. That's how I decompress and recharge to do the job that I do today.
Okay. Now, I said I only had 2 questions. I got one more. We're about at time. But now, you're a hunter.
Yes.
And you're older like me. Okay. So I remember when I was a kid and everybody was deer hunting, if you got a deer, you were lucky.
Right.
Do you deer hunt?
I do.
And how much easier is it on your farm to get a deer now than it was when you were a kid?
Yeah, I'm really blessed because there are a lot more deer today than there was years ago when I started hunting. I do, but I enjoy deer hunting. But I also, every deer I've gotten the last 2 years, I've donated to the food pantry and let them repurpose that. Our sons also hunt with me as well. You eat a lot of that deer meat, but anything I get, it goes right to the food pantry, and I donate it back to the community.
Well, MDH is all about community. It's been about community, and you even go home and make it about community. So that makes you a good guy, right?
Right. Well, I don't know about that, but I appreciate the comment.
Well, that'll do it for this halftime interview. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, with the second half right after this.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to Macomb High School, the hangar, as the Macomb High Bombers playing host to Rock Falls, the Rockets. Game being brought to you, as always, for Macomb High Sports by Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling. Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling. Since 1960, Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling has provided the greater Macomb area with expert sales, service, and installation of quality home comfort systems. Call your local Carrier dealer today at 309-833-2852 and find out how Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling delivers 365 days of indoor comfort. And Ron Elby Auto Sales, with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.lbsellscars.com to check out their inventory. And speaking of Elby, and Elby of the younger variety, Nick had a game-high 20 points in the fresh soft contest.
He continued his fine play and helped the Bombers to victory.
We're getting ready to go for the second half here. The Bombers looked like they were going to get ran out of the gym almost in the first few minutes of the game, but then second quarter came around and looked like a different game altogether.
Yeah, Coach Anderson made some good changes there late in the first quarter, and the Bombers have kind of fought back in this thing and making a good game.
Deion Doyle leads the Bombers with 10 points. Ian Case has 8. 11 points to lead all scorers for Gavin Sands for Rock Falls. He's the only one with more than 6 points. Aiden Goff has 6. 7:50 to go in the third quarter. We'll put that on there, and Tanton DeJesus, Devin Tanton DeJesus gets the little baby hook to fall, and
look on his face might surprise himself.
Sometimes that happens, doesn't it?
It does.
I shot a few baskets the other night after the game because I just hadn't done it for forever. There's Holdhouse, a runner, off no good, and actually made a bunch of them. Looks like I surprised myself, and there's a foul going to be called. on the Bombers. It's going to be on Connor Bishop. Bishop picks up his first foul. Bombers started their starters here, but man, they didn't see Bishop much. Oh, what motion! A backdoor cut without the basketball by Aiden Goff. He's got 8.
Nice play there.
And jumps it up to a 5-point lead very quickly here and back to the 1-3-1. And Ian had a wide open look at the 3, didn't take it. Ball was tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bombers. 6:49 to go in the third quarter.
I think the Rock Falls coach would like that ball to go their way there.
Yeah.
Funny how those coaches see the play differently from 40 feet further.
Dion Doyle misses that mid-range jumper. Tanton DeJesus shot off no good. Rebound Doyle gives it to Holdhouse. Back the other way it goes for the Bombers. Once again, hop in the live chat. Tell us where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. We love to see that. If you're from away from the area, grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunts, the kids can go back and watch the game and see the chat as well, so they'll be able to see that you're watching with them. Ian Case, pump fake, drive, foul. Might be on Howard. We'll see. No, it's going to be on number 4, Devin Tanton DeJesus, his second, team's first.
Good ball fake there. Got him up in the air, and Ian was able to get around him. Just couldn't.
Ian Case, a little hand in the chest right there. As Doyle nearly butterfingered that one across half court.
And traveled. Got away with both.
Holdhouse to Doyle. Back into the man-to-man now, Bishop. Case drops it off to Watson. Watson's going to try and drive. He gets to the rack, puts the shot up and in.
Good hesitation move there. Got his defender to lift and was able to drive right by him.
Watson has 6 now.
Good to see Drew playing well again. He's started playing well, I think, getting more confidence, and Bombers need that for sure right now.
That was the first bucket of the half for the Bombers. Man, a lot of contact there. I think Case is going to get that one. It could be Bishop, though, too. We'll see. Nope. It's going to be Ian Case, his first, team second. Free throws coming for number 11, Gavin Sands. He's 2 for 3 from the charity stripe in the ball game. 5:21 to go. Third quarter, it's a 3-point game. Gavin Sands trying to change that, though, and he'll miss the first one.
This is the type of game the Bombers need as they prepare their postseason aspirations.
Yeah, need to push yourself a little bit, right?
Exactly.
And the second one is good. 12 points for Sands now. 5:16 remaining. Malachi Conley, who's checked in the game, has the basketball. Bishop took a seat. 3 on the way by Watson, left it long. Rebound Doyle, shot back up and in.
Good rebound by Dion there.
Doyle has 12. One of the things I've noticed, there's height, but there's not the athleticism, I don't feel like, Rock Falls. Does that make any sense?
It does, it does. They got some height, but their height is big kids, strong kids.
And a missed shot. And Tanton DeJesus, who might be one of the oppositional arguments to that statement, knocked that one out of bounds.
Yeah, he's pretty athletic and pretty good-sized kid.
I'm not sure that he's quite as athletic as Dion Doyle, though, but
not many are.
No. Back into the 1-3-1, I think. But they've got Tanton DeJesus on one of the wings now. He was playing the bottom of that 1-3-1 in the first half. And that's a charge. Yes, it is. Ian Case going to get the turnover as he ran over a player down there. I couldn't see who it was.
I think that was Gavin Sands, I do
Number
believe.
11.
Yep.
Their numbers are not the easiest to read. Black, the green just doesn't stand out too much. It is bigger on the back, which makes it a lot easier, though.
That's true.
Or maybe it's just because they're closer to me now.
Or your eyes are a little bit older than most.
Oh, my eyes are old. My eyes were old when I was young.
Mine too.
3 on the way. Looks good. Left a little. Oh, it rattled in. That was Riken Howard with his second three-pointer. He's got 8 points now.
Got the friendly roll.
Yes, he did. That looked like a home rim bounce right there.
Exactly.
Holdhouse tries to answer. He cannot. And then the Rockets are going to fight over it as Sands and Devin Tanton DeJesus knock it off each other out of bounds. 3:36 remaining. Into in case it comes.
Nice post-entry pass there by Drew.
Case
fumbled it and threw it up underneath the bottom of the basket.
He was getting a little help, but lost his balance and just had to do something with it. At least he got it towards the basket. He tried to do something.
He tried to flip it in there. Bombers need to get a stop here.
3:23 remaining. Three, no good, left short, and then a rebound by Tanton DeJesus. 3 this time, hard right off the glass. Holdhouse comes down with it. That was off the hand of Sands, that last one. Case with it. Comes up to Watson. Down to Holdhouse. Out to Conley. Conley will try a 3. It's off, no good.
Great hustle by Drew Watson there to break up the fast break and save an easy layup for Rock Falls, and Bombers get the ball back.
Nice look by Conley to Holdhouse, and Holdhouse gets the bucket.
Yeah, we got to get Braden going. He's offensively have not been in.
That's a travel called on Keaton Heald. Case checks out. Hobson checks in for the Bombers. Drew Watson took a pretty hard fall there, but instead of calling the foul, they called the travel.
Yeah, he could have flipped the coin there, and either one would have been probably a good call. Bombers get another chance to cut this lead to one possession or tie it here.
Holdhouse 3, long, no good. Outlet in a hurry. And a foul is going to be called on Holdhouse, a little push. A couple free throws coming for Rock Falls.
Seems like the last 2 possessions, Rock Falls has leaked out a guy, and they've beat the Bombers back on defense. They will need to keep an eye on that, but that's going to continue to happen the rest of this third quarter.
That's the second foul on Holdhouse, 4th on the Bombers. 2 free throws coming for the Rockets off the hand of Riken Howard. That one's no good. He's got 8 points. Looking to go 1 for 2 from the free throw line. They don't miss 2 in a row very often, do they?
No.
30-second timeout called by Rock Falls. It's their first timeout. Both teams will have 4 timeouts remaining. Game being brought to you by Pond Plus. Pond Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Pond Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repair and are open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb between Erico and Taco Bell. And a Community News Brief. Shelby Burgett here covering this one for the Community News Brief. You'll be able to watch that or read that in one of their 2 weekly newspapers this week, and also you could check probably some scores out in the midweek brief. Pick up both of those items at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, Blandonsville, and of course Macomb. 36-32 the score. Bombers trail by 4. They have not led in this game. They did cut it to 1 at the half, 28-27, right?
Yep.
Doyle high up in the air. Good jumper for Dion Doyle. He's got 14 now.
He keeps shooting the ball there. That mid-range jumper is going to help him out a lot down the road because they'll have to guard him and honor that, and he can get back to the hole when they come out and defend him there.
1:20 remaining in the third quarter. Bombers switching everything here, it looks like, for the most part. As they got lost there, though. A 3 top of the key is good for Keatum Heald. He's got 8 points now. And it seems like every time the Bombers really get something going, it's Rock Falls who can find an answer.
Yeah, they found answers most of the day. They almost turned the ball over there. And
Watson for a sports corner 3. It's in and out, no good. Doyle tipped it away. Conley's there, counted, and a foul. And that could have been a getaway with one there for Doyle as well.
Either that or his athleticism won out there.
Conley has 4 points.
Looked like he kind of climbed the back, but was able to tip it to Conley, and Malachi made the basket and get to the charity stripe.
Chance to cut it to 2 here. He will. Conley is 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He's got 5 points. And the Bombers down by 2, 39-37. Laying one up, off no good. Hobson with the rebound. Near, I don't know about that. Oh, they called
traveling. That was
close. I thought they were going to say he was on the baseline. I'm like, I don't think he was, but they called a travel.
Yeah, our point of view there, he wasn't on the baseline, but definitely looked like he lifted that foot and then put it back down. Unfortunate break there for the Bombers.
30 seconds left in the third quarter. The Bombers have got to figure out a way to start the fourth quarter stronger than they've started the first 3 quarters. That shot off, no good by Sands, and a chance for the Bombers to tie it or take a lead with 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Tanner Horrell stopped by and talked to us at halftime, said, looks like we got the good game we've been looking for, and he might be right. Conley with it, 5 seconds. Doyle is going to, well, it's not going to be off Doyle. It's going to be off Rock Falls with 3.6 seconds remaining.
Hopefully the Bombers
3.8, excuse me.
Hopefully the Bombers get a good look here and tie it up.
Into Holdhouse. Step back 3, no good. Watson can't track it down in time to do something with it. At the end of the third quarter, it's 39-37. The Bombers trail by 2. They fell behind by 1 more there in quarter number 3. We'll be back to Macomb High School for the final 8 minutes. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
Welcome back to Macomb High School. Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling bringing Bomber Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Greg Duncan alongside. 8 minutes going to come up on the clock as we get ready to go for the final quarter of this one. And I talked about it a little bit right before the end of the quarter. The Bombers each quarter have fallen behind and have tried to come back at the end of the quarter. They just got to figure out a way to start this quarter a little better, and they have the ball to start things off.
Get a good look here, tie this thing up, get some momentum would be good for the Bombers.
And a turnover right off the bat. Back the other way goes Gavin Sands, and then they turn it over. So both teams dueling turnovers to start things off here in the fourth quarter.
It's kind of been the theme a little bit tonight.
This is going to be good down the stretch, it looks like, folks. Share the link. Let your friends know they can come watch it. It's going to be a good one, we think. Now to Holdhouse from Watson. It's tied at 39.
Great court vision by Drew there to find Braden on that back cut.
Holdhouse has 4. Holdhouse with a steal. Left-handed layup is good. And the Bombers have their first lead of the game at the 7:17 mark of the fourth quarter.
There's the start you're looking for.
And down, it's tied again. And Watson's going to pick up the foul. The basket is good by Goff. He'll have a chance to give the team the lead. Watson with the foul, his second, team's first. 2 points for Aiden Goff. He's got 10. A chance to give the lead back to the Rock Falls Rockets, and he does.
The way these two teams are going at it, you'd think they're cross-county rivals.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Lots of emotion on both ends.
Three lead changes, 2 ties, and all but one lead change has been at the fourth quarter.
Well, you said the fourth quarter is going to be exciting, and we're in it.
And Tanton DeJesus with a steal, and he's going to get the layup. Leaves it short, and Doyle comes back for the rebound. Malachi Conley has done some great things at the basket, but he at top against this 1-3-1, the height has bothered him a lot. And then a pass tipped around right to Braden Holdhouse, and he gets his 8th point.
The benefactor of a good lucky tip there for Braden.
Another lead change.
And another hard foul.
Bombers become a little more tough nose here as the games went along. Foul's going to be on Holdhouse. It'll be his 3rd. Team 2nd. So a couple free throws. First one is good for Keatum Heald. He's got 9 points now. He's 3 of 3 from the charity stripe. Second one off back iron, no good, and Tanton DeJesus was not expecting the second bounce on the rim.
No, I think it hit the bottom padding of the backboard and it threw his timing off. Fortunate break for the Bombers.
So we're tied again at 43.
3 from Holdhouse is good.
A sports corner 3 for Braden Holdhouse. He's got 11. And the Bombers take the 3-point lead, their largest of the game. Steal, another one by Holdhouse. He's going to go the length of the floor, right-handed from the left side. Holdhouse has 13 points, and the Bombers have a 5-point lead, 48-43. Full timeout charge to Rock Falls. They'll have 3 timeouts remaining. And the Bombers, we said that the Bombers needed to come out in the fourth quarter much quicker. And it's the first quarter of the 4 that they've done it, and now they have a 5-point lead.
Yeah, they've come out with playing well, and it's been really a Braden Holdhouse 7-point quarter, I think.
Yes.
3 and 2 twos on 2 steals, and that's been the difference.
Actually, he got the alley-oop, too.
Yeah.
He's got 8 points in the
8 points.
quarter.
There you go. He's got to get on track for the Bombers to be successful, and he's come out in the fourth quarter and done that, and hopefully the Bombers can maintain that defensive pressure that they've put on the Rockets.
My math skills suck. That'd be 9, by the way.
I was going with what you said.
3 and 6 is 9 when I went to school.
Yeah.
But at any rate, he got that alley-oop right off the bat, and then they got the steal, which followed that immediately.
Yep. And then
the 3, and then he got that steal right there, and it's a 48-43 lead for the Bombers, and Rock Falls has the basketball, though. Now the key will be with 5:45 to go, can the Bombers not get lackadaisical at all and let Rock Falls back in, just like Rock Falls had let the Bombers back in at the end of each quarter.
Yeah, they've got to stay focused here. Their defense has been a lot better, help-wise, too.
That ball shot by Goff is left short. Good defense by Watson. Malachi Conley takes it up the floor for the Bombers. And now against the zone, the Bombers really, Greg, in no rush to make something happen. Again, from the backside, it was Holdhouse, but a little too high and too hard for Watson. And now back the other way, Goff gets the easy bucket. Aiden Goff has 13.
Thought maybe there for a second Bombers were going to pull it out and try to make Rock Falls go man, and they saw Braden duck in there and tried to hit him on that alley-oop, but
so that's what I was trying to say. Holdhouse is feeling it. He leaves that one short, though. He goes in and is going to pick up his 4th foul. That's not what the Bombers needed. The hottest player on the floor in the white jersey is going to pick up his 4th foul with 4:51 to go, and that is also the team's 3rd foul.
That was unfortunate there. We came up a little short on the jumper, but reached in there on the rebound and didn't really need to.
Christian Hernandez into the game for the Rockets. 4:37 remaining. .48-45. Ian Case is going to be called for the foul. on the floor, but that's team foul number 4. That means the Rockets will be in a bonus the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think that's Case's third, too.
It is his third.
The aggressive defense comes from fouls, but got to kind of play straight up here.
Sands 3 on the way, off no good, and what are they calling?
Over the back on Ian, I think.
He pointed the other direction to begin with, and that's 4 on Ian Case. And free throws coming here for Tanton DeJesus. Damon Tanton DeJesus, a 6'2 senior, has 2 points, has not shot any free throws, 4:18 to go. First one is good. Chance to tie it up here.
Bombers in a little bit of foul trouble with Ian Case having 4, and along with Holthouse. They're going to play pretty smart basketball from here on out.
Actually, it was a 3-point disadvantage, so he's got 4 points. He made them both. It's a 1-point game now, 48-47, 4:10 remaining. They have extended the 1-3-1, though. It's not as sagged in as far as it was, I don't think.
No, they're putting a little more pressure on the guards up there, trying to make them throw over top.
And a foul is going to be called, which no fouls in the game. A foul or in the quarter. Gavin Sands, it's his second, team's first of the quarter. So this goes back to what you and I have talked about a few times, right? Is they still got 3 fouls to give before they get to, you're behind with halfway through the quarter. You probably can afford to be a little aggressive here, right?
Yeah, you sure can. We had that conversation, and it might benefit Rock Falls down the line to maybe pick up, be a little aggressive here and go for some steals. Looks like they went back to man on that out-of-bounds play, so we'll see how long they stay in that.
Old house to Watson. Watson 3, top of the key, off, no good. Tracked down by Doyle to Conley to Doyle. Counted, I think, and a foul, yes.
Great hustle by Dion to save that possession, throwing it out there to Malachi. And
maybe more important than that was the hustle to get back into the play after the fact, right?
Yep, he hustled back in there, and Malachi found him and got the old-fashioned 3-point play opportunity here.
Doyle has 16. Hits the free throw, make it 17. He's 2 for 2 from the free throw line. He's got 2 old-fashioned 3-point plays. Bombers lead by 4. Conley, good defense there. That ball's tipped around. Sands comes down with it, though. And that's kicked. Yeah, they're going to call it.
Good call there.
Yeah, it was. Conley didn't kick it hard, but he did stick his foot out to stop it. Was able to give the TSSR Bad Boy Mowers Athlete of the Week, presented by Ron Ubby Auto Sales, bucket hats to Dion Doyle and Ian Case earlier today.
Saw that picture opportunity.
Shot off, no good. And I think Watson is going to be called for the foul. He is. That'll be his third. That might have got sold a little bit. Yeah. A couple free throws coming here for Aiden Goff.
Pretty savvy basketball player, might have bought one there.
Yep. Timeout on the floor, charged to the Bombers. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take one as well, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
MDH Sport Medicine and Rehab is just not for the athlete. We see a variety of ages, getting them from having pain to no pain to get back to their normal activities and their prior level of function.
Welcome back to Macomb High School. As you can see, the Bombers in their huddle there is a short 30-second timeout, Greg, and at 3:09 to go. Bombers need to start taking a little better care of the basketball.
They definitely need to do that and maintain the lead and play some good, solid defense without fouling. And giving these opportunities to score at the line with the clock stopped is not ideal.
Aiden Goff at the free throw line. He is 1 for 1 from the free throw line, making 2 for 2. He's got an old-fashioned 3-point play to go along with this free throw, and he's got another one coming, a chance to cut the lead to 2. Second one, good as well. for the most part, Rock Falls has taken advantage of their trips to the free throw line.
They have. You guys take those freebies when you can. Looks like Rock Falls is back in the man-to-man defense, too.
Conley wide open, baseline, goes across to Doyle, shot up and in.
Good job by Malachi finding Dion down there. They looked like they ran and doubled Ian, and he was able to make the extra pass to Malachi, made the extra one, and got the easy look.
Traveling violation called, and that's because he jumped back with the ball and then spun out of it, and that's what got him to travel. I think that's a good call.
That was a good call. I think when that whistle blew, I think Braden saw the traveling call and breathed a sigh of relief there because he thought maybe that was on him.
I think the whole Bomber section on the far side did the same thing.
For sure.
2:37 to go in the basketball game. Bombers lead by 4.
Bombers can be patient here and get a good look.
Out to Case. Over to Holdhouse.
They're trying to get some fouls there, look like maybe.
Well, they're in a point now. They're down to near 2 minutes. They really kind of need to foul here a little bit.
Yep.
Watson.
Bombers doing a good job moving the basketball, keeping it out of the corners there, except for that one case with Ian.
Yeah, the Bombers have – this is where I think the athleticism of Conley, Watson, Doyle, maybe even Ian Case for his size in comparison to who has to guard him is a disadvantage for Rock Falls because they can't keep the Bombers from moving around and passing the ball.
Nope, they're doing a good job getting open, and it's been 35 seconds right here that the Bombers have maintained possession without –
and he just threw it away. That's what you do. And Ian is complaining to somebody, and I don't know if you saw it on camera, but a little forearm to the back from Braden Holdhouse there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Trying to get his teammates to calm down a little bit.
Get your head back into what we're doing here. We got to play defense. 1:34 to go. It surprised me, though, a little bit at least, that Rock Falls didn't foul there. They've got to start fouling. They got 2 fouls to give.
Yeah, good steal by Drew Watson. Got the possession back to Macomb. We'll see what happens here.
To Conley. Conley out to Case. No reason to hurry anything here.
No, down to a minute.
And there's a foul on Tanton DeJesus.
That's
his
their
third.
Team third. They still got one more to get to the bonus. So.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's going to take, even if they foul instantly, it's going to take 2 or 3 seconds off the clock to do it. Base case scenario.
Yep, I agree. I mean, they had the ball with 2:30 and ran about 35 seconds off that last possession.
And they've put some players in to foul. We're going to see some offensive, defensive substitutions here. Into Conley, or into Doyle for the dunk. And
he just picked up a technical foul for no warning for taunting. Boy, I saw that happen just now, and the same thing happened down here on Goff earlier in the game, and they gave him a warning. And they teed up Dion there for for the same thing with no warning.
I just watched it back on our delayed replay here, and that's not a whole lot.
No.
Technical for Doyle. That's the first foul on Doyle. What a huge turn of events.
Aiden Goff did the same thing, chatter and run his mouth to Drew Watson on the three-point play earlier in the quarter, and they gave him a warning, but the same guy that gave him the warning didn't give Dion the warning.
Aiden Goff hits them both. He's got 16.
Unfortunate there. That was a great executed play there out of the out-of-bounds play, and got the easy look that put him up 6, and now we're still back
wiped
to
it
4.
out.
Yep, exactly.
Right back to where they started from.
Hopefully the Bombers get a stop here and erase that mistake. Hobson checked in for Doyle.
Will Thomas, who has been doing some games with us, likes to say the ball never lies. We'll see. Tanton DeJesus says it was legit. Timeout on the floor, charged to Rock Falls. They trail by 2, 55-53 with 52.8 seconds left. And I didn't see who made that basket. I could figure it out pretty quick here.
Might
probably.
have been Tatum DeJesus.
Yeah, you're right. That's who it was. I said it. Couldn't remember it. Yeah. That's right. 11 points for him.
Kind of unfortunate turn of events there. The Bombers ran a great out-of-bounds play there and got the lob to Dion for the flush. And emotions run high in games like this. He's got to be able to control them.
So now that technical looks huge, right? Down with a 2-point lead, 52.8 seconds, but still a foul to give. So They can be very aggressive on the inbound here. And that's probably, in all honesty, why that play worked, because they were looking to be aggressive, right? And,
yeah, they set a good back screen for him.
And when you're trying to be aggressive and then you get burnt in the backcourt because of it.
Got to keep your ball in your best free throw shooter's hands here.
Well, there's no free throws yet. They still got to get it across half court. Ian Case is going to be fouled finally. And you give them credit. They did their best they could to try to get him a 10-second violation. As soon as it got across half court, though, they gave that foul away.
Yeah, they almost got it. I think it was about 9 seconds.
Yeah, it was close.
It was close. We'll see what happens here.
Now 42.4 seconds remaining.
Bombers will go to the free throw line on this next
There it is
move.
again, but Hobson not quite as quick at it. Watson on the dribble, and he's going to be fouled. Five fouls apiece. Both teams will be in the bonus. Drew Watson at the free throw. Castanedas picks up his first foul. Watson hits the first one.
Free throws win you games. The Bombers got to step up and make these free throws down the clutch part of this basketball game, and they'll come out victorious today.
So the offensive-defensive substitutions in full force, as we mentioned, for Rock Falls here. 38.7, and they're going to happen for the Bombers as well, as Connor Bishop is going to check in, replacing Hobson. Second one good for Watson as well. He's got 8 points.
Yeah, Jeremy's probably getting another ball handler in there, I think, to help handle the pressure and maybe knock down some free throws.
They're taking a long time, down by 4 here. There's a 3. It looks good. It's off back iron. No good.
Oh, that's off his leg. Bomber basketball. I think it's a good call.
Off of Gavin Sands, out of bounds. Hobson checks back in, and the defense substitutions back in for the Rockets. Castaneda and Menendez check back in, and Ian Case broke and was open, but they didn't get it to him. Probably the best plan. 27.4 seconds. Foul's going to be called. Fouls on number 13, Aiden Goff, his fourth.
Drew Watson back to the line for 2 more free throws to extend the Bomber lead out to 6.
2 timeouts remain for the Rockets. Free throw for Watson is good.
Nothing but net. Like to see that from your point guard there, able to step up and knock down some big free throws in clutch situations.
2-possession game, 2 possessions either way. If he makes this, though, it's 2 threes, and he does.
Offense for defense.
Connor Bishop back in. And the subs back in as well for the, that was close to a travel. 20 seconds left. Taking a lot of time here. A lot of time. And a timeout's going to be called.
Ooh.
And
bailed out the forced air ball there.
Yeah.
The Bombers played great defense for that 6 or 7 seconds there and caused Rock Falls to go in scramble mode.
So with 16.9 seconds left, the timeout for Rock Falls, they'll have 1. The Bombers have 3 timeouts remaining. 16.9, I believe, left on the clock for the Bombers and the Rockets. Bombers lead by 6. It's been tied 3 times. And lead changes 4, but the Bombers have pretty much led it from about the 6-minute mark on. They were able to get close a few times, but kind of like the first half and first 3 quarters were for the Bombers. They could get close, couldn't get over the hump. Once the Bombers got over the hump, Rock Falls has had that same problem.
Yeah, their Bombers have done a good job of maintaining the lead and even building it a little bit. Ian Case and Braden Holthouse have done a good job staying in the game after picking up their 4th foul midway through that quarter, and I think that's key to keeping them in here.
Bombers took the lead at the 7:17 mark. It was tied after that, and actually it was a short lead change, and then they're going to give up a 2-point basket to Keatum Heald. He's got 11.
Rock Falls takes their final timeout.
11.2 seconds remaining. It's the last timeout for Rock Falls, which, Coach, I mean, it's probably what you have to do there because the Bombers could have ate a lot of the clock up, but at the same time, if the Bombers can take any time off the clock here, you come down and score, the Bombers won't have to take the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like Malachi was starting to hesitate taking it out, which would have given him a couple extra seconds, and then four to get it in bounds. And You run 8 seconds off there, and we're down to about 4 seconds left.
Yeah, it was probably a good timeout, but it also leaves you in a position where you don't really have much. It's going to take a miracle at this point with that few seconds left to be able to get a 4-point deficit.
Yeah, Rock Falls got to steal the inbound pass and basically hit a three, quick three, or knock down a quick two, and then hopefully Macomb doesn't turn it over again.
So we're going down the stretch here. It's 59-55, a 4-point lead for the Bombers. 11.2 seconds remaining. Ian Case to inbound. They do not guard the ball on the inbounds, and Drew Watson is just going to hold on to it. Good plan there. 9.5 seconds left, and Watson's going to walk back down the floor and shoot some more free throws. 9.5 seconds left.
Makes one of these, at least one of these, it's all but over. They'd have to score within 4 seconds, and Bombers have to inbound the ball. If they just hang on the basketball underneath the basket, they come out victorious.
First one good for Watson.
I think he stepped up and made all of his free throws here in the last minute and a half of the game, hasn't he?
I wasn't going to say anything, but he's 5 for 5.
Oops.
I was gonna let it go there, Coach.
Oh, sorry.
Until after he was done. You didn't jinx him, though.
I got faith in him.
He's got 6 in a row. Connor Bishop comes back into the ball game. 9.5 seconds left, and the Bombers pretty much just let him shoot here, and he misses it. DeJesus with the rebound, and it's off, no good. Off, no good again, and that shot does count. Goff hit the bucket at the buzzer. That'll mean 18 to end the game for him. 61-57. The Bombers get the win over Rock Falls. We will take a quick break, and we'll be back with some stats after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back to Macomb High School. The hangar, as it looks like our camera went out of focus for some reason. There it comes back a little bit. Final score, 61-57. The Bombers get a 4-point win. And you're watching Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb High Sports here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Greg Duncan, we talked off air. Before I talk about who scored however many points, if you shoot 13 for 16 from the free throw line as a team, as a coach, you're pretty happy.
Absolutely.
Well, you shoot 13 to 16. I didn't do the math. What percentage is that?
It's got to be
13 of 16. 13 divided by 16, 81.25%. The Bombers, 11 of 11.
I'll take 100% every day.
Now they made 2 less, but 11 of 11 from the free throw line.
That's huge. In close games down the stretch, you got to make your free throws.
And they win by 4, and Connor Watson in the last minute and a half, or Drew Watson, yeah.
I was hoping I wouldn't do that.
I'm old. I don't do it very often anymore, but I do it occasionally. He was 6 of 6 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he made clutch free throws at clutch times of the ball game, and you expect that from your point guard. Maybe not your sophomore point guard, but your point guard's got to be the one that handles the basketball and makes those free throws, and he stepped up and did it.
So for the Rock Falls Rockets, a team-high 18 points, including the last bucket that came with literally 0.1 second left on the clock. Aiden Goff had 18. He was 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Gavin Sands had 13. He was 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Keatum Heald had 11 points. He was 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Devin Tanton DeJesus had 4 points. He was 1 of 1 from the free throw line. And Riken Howard had 11 points. He was 1 of 2 from the free throw line. You see free throw shooting like that and 4 players in double figures, you figure most teams are going to win the game. Problem was there was only one other player that scored in the game.
Right.
They didn't spread it around a whole lot. Now I say that, and we're going to come look at the Bombers, and not a whole lot different.
No.
So a game-high 21 points for Dion Doyle. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line.
Made some outside shots again. That's a couple games in a row that he knocked down a three. He knocked down a three-pointer, and then a couple 12-foot jump shots.
And some great hustle plays.
Yeah, absolutely. One of saving a possession down there when he got the three-point play, got the three-point play on the nice pass from Malachi.
13 points, 9 of which was in the fourth quarter for Braden Holthouse, and he played most of that fourth quarter with 4 fouls.
Yeah, we talked about him stepping up and the Bombers finding a way for him to score, and man, that first 3 minutes of that fourth quarter, it was the Braden Holthouse show for sure.
Drew Watson had 12 points, including that 6 of 6 performance from the free throw line. 8 points for Ian Case. Malachi Conley had 5 points. He was 3 of 3 from the free throw line, which means he had an old-fashioned three-point play to go along with a standard 2-shot variety free throws made. And that's all that scored for the Bombers. So 5 players for each team is all that scored, which I guess in close games against good teams, maybe that's not that unusual. But for the Bombers to only have 5 players score is pretty unusual.
Yeah, Jeremy didn't go to the bench much tonight. I think you saw Conley off the bench and you saw Jake Hobson come off the bench, and it was their standard 7 rotation. And
Hobson did have 2 points. I'm sorry. Hobson did have 2.
Yeah, I think, their standard rotations coming in, and Jeremy stuck to a game plan and then came out, played well.
It worked well. The zone maybe didn't work so good in the first quarter, but like we talked about maybe off air a little bit, if you're going to try something, this is the game to do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a non-conference game against a good 2A team, and it preps the Bombers well for postseason.
Can we steal your headset and let Coach get under here real quick? Coach Anderson getting under the headset here. I think he can hear me now.
I can.
Coach, I'll tell you what, first quarter probably isn't what you wanted, but you made some adjustments. The team made some adjustments, and you guys were a completely different team the final 3 quarters.
We were really concerned about them getting to the basket. In the videos that we'd watched, they were extremely aggressive, attacking the basket, finishing at the basket, and then kicking it for threes. And so I thought, let's play some T. And, of course, every time I play T, somebody buries threes. But it also, I think, has a tendency to put our guys back on their heels a little bit because I don't practice it enough. So that's how the game started. We made the adjustment. We had to just try to guard them. And, man, we played some good defense tonight. We guarded way better. And so now I can always look at them on a random Monday or Wednesday afternoon in practice. Say, remember that night against Rock Falls, how you guarded? That's, you can do it. And so now that's the expectation has to be. But I thought our guys made some really tough plays. We had some huge baskets at timely periods during the game, and so, man, what a fun game, right? That was what we talked about.
Great game.
It was a really good, fun game.
How about the hustle play by Dion Doyle? I think it was in the fourth quarter. He hustled out of bounds, jumped out, saved it Malachi, hustled right back into the play, and Malachi found him under the basket for an old-fashioned three-point play.
They had come out and they had decided they were going to trap the first pass on that set.
Yep.
So the ball came in. I think Ian had the ball. It got trapped. He kicked it out. We fumbled it. It went there, and he saved it. We ended up getting a bucket out of it. That was a huge play in the game. It was a huge play in the game. I'm really proud of all their efforts. I thought they laid it on the line tonight.
you didn't your rotation wasn't as deep tonight. Of course, the game was close. I would imagine as the postseason goes on, this is kind of what you can expect as the games get tighter and closer.
Well, I wish I knew what to expect. I really do. Honestly, a lot of times it's day to day, and typically it's matchup driven, where who their other team's dangerous personnel are. That's where we have to try to go with matchups, and that's how a lot of the personnel gets decided.
We were talking during the game, and their 1-3-1 seemed to give you guys a lot of trouble. Anytime they played it, you guys had more trouble against it. But when you could get them out of that, if you looked at those two teams, the size was a definite, I think, an advantage overall to Rock Falls. But you guys just seemed to have more. Even if you were a little smaller, you were more athletic. Your athleticism, it seemed like, was the difference.
They did a really good job in their 1-3-1 of sealing the gaps when you try to penetrate them. See, that's the plan, right? Get the ball moved a couple, 2-3 passes, then bust a seam somewhere. Where they know that, right? They play it, they practice it, so they know that that's what they have to do is seal the gaps. So then the next thing is you got to kick it to a guy for a shot. Well, we were ice cold. We were ice cold, and so then we told them in the fourth quarter, in the break between the quarters, our shots are going to start to go now. But now it's our time to start. And we did, man. Braden made a couple big ones. And once we were able to get him out of that 1-3-1, we executed a couple of our man-to-man plays. But, man, I was really happy with their effort. Really proud of how they laid it on the line tonight.
Yeah, Braden ended up getting 4 fouls, but his defense, a couple key steals that resulted in layups on the other end were huge in that fourth quarter run.
Yeah, he really propelled us there. He really propelled us in the second half. That was really good to see. I thought we rebounded the ball okay. We gave him a couple of second chances and we get a foul, over the back foul or whatever on. You probably had the best look at that. I really couldn't see it, but man, that would have.
They called a push.
That would have ended a possession right there too.
We talked a little bit about that it might have been a little bit of acting there, a little bit. I mean, there might have been some push, but I don't think it was what it showed anyway.
He's got a nice team. They're going to be a tough out in a 2A regional, that's for sure.
You've talked about the man-to-man defense tonight, but a lot of times when the other team looks bigger than you in certain locations, a team will want to play some zone or something to try but your quote-unquote smaller guards did not give up anything to the bigger guards on Rock Falls.
Yeah, I thought they used their leverage really well tonight. They got low in a stance. They moved their feet. They didn't rely on using their hands, which is something we've really been working on. We had good help in the gaps that we tried to talk about before the game, and so we're really going to have to load to the ball. We want the guy that's got the ball to see a crowded area, and I thought we did a pretty good job with that also.
Dion Doyle, we talked about him playing with high energy. He missed a few shots early, missed a shot to start the second half, but he's one of those kids that never seems like he lets that get him down. He goes back to what he does and makes things happen.
Yeah, he has high confidence. He believes in himself really well. He's a player, man. He loves to play, and so he doesn't let those types of things affect him, I don't think.
In the same token, in the fourth quarter, Ian Case, you guys were running some clock, and Ian kind of tossed one up. Looked like maybe he was going for Watson or whatever, and the ball went out of bounds. And you could tell he was upset with somebody because he didn't feel like something was going the way he wanted it to. And they come down here about to the free throw line, and Braden Holthouse just walks up and kind of gives him a little tap in the back, like to say, let's settle down a little bit.
Right.
It's
not just a miscommunication on what we wanted to do.
But, I mean, Braden stepping up a little bit in a leadership role there, I think,
that was
right?
Good to see. Absolutely. That's really good to see.
So, well, Coach, I won't keep you any longer. Saturday evening now.
Yeah.
So you got a couple busy weeks coming up here.
Well, I think we're leaving at 6 a.m. to go to Cedar Rapids all day for volleyball.
Are you excited about that?
Absolutely. I got one that's what she loves to do, and so that's what we're going to go do.
Volleyball is actually a really fun sport, and it's when it's played well.
Monday we'll have to have a good practice here. We have one day to get ready for IVC. So Tuesday, before school even gets out, we're headed to Chillicothe. So, it's going to be busy.
And then you got postseason coming up?
Yep, not too long from now.
It'll be here before you know it, whether you want it to be or not.
Best time of the season, right?
That's right. Well, Coach, thanks. Congratulations on a big win. We appreciate you coming over. Coach Jeremy Anderson talking to us for a few minutes on the post-game show. We'll get Greg back under the headset for just a second here as we get ready to close things out. Greg, I talked about talking to Tanner Horrell that I hadn't seen a whole lot of great games this year, but this turned into a pretty good one.
This was one of the better ones of the year. This and the West Hancock game, for sure.
Last couple games, and you hear Coach Anderson talking, and you being a coach, you want to play good games at the end of the year to prepare yourself for the postseason, and I think these last few games are getting the Bombers ready.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a great test. Coach Anderson mentioned it. You know, they're going to be a tough out in the 2A regional. They play in a tough conference, and they're athletic. And for Macomb to come out on top today after trailing and falling behind early shows that Macomb's going to be a tough out in a really tough subsectional. And, you know, these games here in West Hancock and Rock Falls and then IVC early next week, those are all bigger 2A schools and a good challenge for the Bombers.
Well, and Rock Falls can learn from this too, right? Playing somebody outside their norm, seeing what some other people will do, seeing what people who don't really know them too well will do against them. This is a good matchup for both teams.
Yeah, I think, you know, as much as Coach Anderson can bump up that non-conference schedule, it helps them immensely down the line and at the end of the year.
I would agree. Well, thanks for joining today. I appreciate it.
I had a blast. I appreciate you asking me to
Hopefully
do
we can get you on some more before the end of the season. What do you think?
I'd love to help you if I can.
Okay. Well, for everybody that's up top, there's all kinds of people up top helping us today. We appreciate everybody up top. Dylan getting his first excitement in the camera operation today. For Greg Duncan, I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thanks for joining us here from Macomb High School. The Bombers got a 61-57 win over the Rock Falls Rockets. You've been watching Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb High Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll be back at it on Monday night. See you then.